And one other thing I will say to the youngins coming up, because I've been there myself. I've seen this happen, and I watch a lot of the young folks coming up in our industry. I'm still pretty young too, but like not in that same like teenager to early 20s area. And like people are hungry. And when you're hungry, you do funny things. I mentioned this on stage. Like your moral compass is a little bit wider, and you're willing to do whatever you got to do to eat. And you see people out there balling out in Lambos and wearing ripped jeans, and not that anything wrong with ripped jeans. That's in right now. But I'm just saying, like wearing the fancy watches and being on the beach and being on Instagram and wearing the gold chains. And it's like, okay, I understand that like consumption is fun, and fucking consumerism, pardon my language, is sold to you. All right. Consumerism is sold to you everywhere you look. Someone is selling you some shit, and the way they're selling it, by the way that things are sold is you're broken and I can fix you. You stink, buy deodorant. Your teeth are too yellow, make them whiter. You're too poor, make some money, right? Everybody is telling you how you're flawed, how you're broken, how you're not right enough. And then they're selling you whatever shit they have that is somehow going to make you right. And what I want to say to the young people coming up is there is no amount of consumption that will bring you fulfillment. I have been there. I have made more money than I ever knew that I thought I could or would know what to do with. And having more money does not bring joy and happiness. And frankly, you screw yourself. If you get something that is making money and then you take money out of it and you start spending it, you ruin the operation, because the game is not what can I pull out of my business. The game is what more can I put into it to grow it bigger? Who can I hire? Who can I invest in? Who can I bring up next? How can I make it better for my customers? How can I make a better product? Like, how can I invest more? And that is actually how, in the long run, if you take a longer view than next month or next year, you end up with actually the most money and the most ability to buy fun things that you think will be fun and enjoyable. It's like not about what you can buy and how you can look cool in front of other people. And if your motivation, and I see so many people coming in where their motivation is they want to be perceived as valid, cool, interesting to either the opposite sex or their peer group. And if that is the motivation, you're fucked. You're never, any creation that is motivated by, I'm trying to get right, I'm trying to get approval, is missing the magic that is required to make something good.
Yeah, man. And I think a lot of that stems from insecurity and also role models, because when this whole social media entrepreneurship game started really kicking off, it was like you were saying, the cars, this, that. But at the end of the day, the foundation of good business and the foundation of good entrepreneurship is learning, is understanding, is being open-minded and looking away from the material things. That happened to me. When I started entrepreneurship, my only goal was to buy nice things. Why? I didn't grow up in poverty, but we grew up struggling. Yeah. I started my business from working at Pizza Hut, working at Miami Subs in South Florida.
You understood what hard work was. You wanted nice things. And by the way, I'm not against, listen, I buy a lot of nice stuff. Like, I'm into nice things, and I'm also not even against, seeking approval or wanting to be accepted or wanting to look cool and validate your ego. Like, I'm into all that shit, but not as a motivator for why you are doing it. That as a side effect of making cool stuff. Okay, fine. But the motivation has to be deeper than that. It has to be, I want to create a better life for myself and my family. I want to create a better life for the people in my community. I want to do something in the world that helps people. Like, you got to have a motivation beyond making money, or some people whose sole motivation is just making money make it. But if you look at the statistics, you're more likely to succeed if your motivation is rooted deeper than in just, how do I make $1?